Hello, digital communityites. We'll pretend that's a real word. I'm Kaylee, and I'm posting this in hopes that I can reach even just one more soul that hasn't yet been a part of my unpacking process. So, a little bit about me. I've been in survival mode my entire life. And it wasn't until my late 20s that I finally got an opportunity, made an opportunity, I should say, to take what's inside me, lay it out on the table, and go through each item one by one and figure out why I thought the way that I thought and why I believed what I thought that I believed. I do have a piece of paper here I'm going to be reading off moving forward because I have a lot that I want to talk to you guys about, and I'm not going to remember all of this. I want to make sure you guys get all the good stuff. So, some of the things that I look at: was it social conditioning? Did my family just act this way? Had I ever seen an example that counters what I believe? After years of rigorously questioning myself and my life, I could make an assessment on how I wanted to proceed living. So, my story. I worked my entire high school, college, and professional life towards career goals, and I achieved them. I came from a broken, fatherless family, a small town of less than 500 people in West Michigan, and nobody really understood the vision that I had, that I wanted to work with my hands and use my brain to do something that wasn't a typical trade here, to design and make clothes for a purpose. So, craving knowledge of culture, I wanted to go to school in the amazing international city of Chicago, and I did, for fashion design. I wanted to land an internship in Australia or Southern California, and I did. I suddenly became a mom, and I knew that my life needed to be dedicated to my daughter, and my vision needed to change. Which, even though that came easy to me, quite frankly, I was scared that everything that I had worked for my entire life, up until this point, was going to go away. And I had this fear that I wouldn't be good enough as just a good person or a good mom. I wanted back in, and in a big way. And guess what? I did. I began working for Nike at 24 years old, and once again, my life was heavily focused on the competitive apparel industry. Part of me loved it. But having a toddler and working 14-hour days, planning out all meals and daytime activities, executing against all nighttime activities, and trying to support her emotionally as children need from their mother, didn't really prove to be very realistic. Nonetheless, I eventually found a way to balance it all, and honestly, I felt like I was on top of the world. That's when my unpacking truly began. While I was at work, I found myself writing up business plans for process improvements that would help out the company, the environment, and the people in it, present my proposals, and meet with people who made tenfolds more of a salary than I did. And I would basically be met with a "great, keep it up," and they would, kind of slide it into a folder that would never be opened again and probably thrown away in the next 10 years when they go through all their files. I understand that all large companies have their own limitations, but as a natural change agent, I never stopped questioning if I could do more. What more could I do for the company? Am I still doing right for everybody? Could I utilize my tools that are here to put a forward momentum into the rest of the world? I began getting immense stomach aches midday when unpacking my prototypes because they were each individually wrapped in layers of coated tissue paper and plastic, and then put into a plastic bag, which was then carefully inserted into a larger plastic bag. Literally all of that for me to unpack it and throw it away upon arrival. Was the only reason. It was just there for the shipping. I saw landfills filling up, people living in coastal cities in trash, sea life swimming in plastic, all the negative effects that the toxins of plastic have on all living things, all of the cancer that we're getting from consuming all of these bad components that we're putting into the world for no reason. There was no purpose. It's just because it has been done. Doesn't mean that it needs to continue to be done. Anyways, and all these things that I could see were replaying over and over in my head every single time I did one of the most basic menial parts of my job: unpacking prototypes. I saw the good that this company made people feel, what an amazing marketing department, and I saw the power that this company had if I wanted to change society. I was in the right place. However, at the end of the day, all I began to feel was discomfort. With unpacking why I felt that discomfort, I found it was because it didn't align with what I felt was right. It just was what I had been taught was right. I had been taught my entire life that this was the path that should be taken. It wasn't comfortable for me to perform my daily task anymore. No matter how much compassion I felt for my coworkers that were dragging themselves through the motions, the compassion from my end alone didn't feel good. Random coworkers would come up to me with no prior prompting from anybody and tell me that if they could do anything different, they would go back and take their child's kindergarten year off and be with them. Or if they had done that, they would come to me and say, hey, I just want to let you know, like, I would change nothing, like, these years are precious. I'm so happy that I did something like that. I couldn't choose to do good. I felt forced by my environment to quit trying to be better. I leaned into the resistance and it didn't advance me. I was surrounded by great people. I even got a promotion before I left and was able to work with another team of amazing people. But still, this pull of a greater purpose. Incredible mom, unconditional lover, healthy, leader, doing good and questioning if I can do better, then implementing it to positively impact society, using my brain, my creative thinking, and business smarts to help people. But this pull never went away, and it just got stronger and stronger. At first I thought it was just me not settling, and then I thought it was God speaking to me. All those were guesses, but what I did know is that I was destined for something very different than what I was currently doing, and very different from what I had been working for my entire life. That's scary. How can I justify throwing away 14 years of really hard work? I mean, working 4 jobs through school and 4 jobs while pregnant and never getting below an A- or ever getting written up at the job hard. I mean, working through relationships, battling homelessness, abuse and food stamps, just to build this vision that I had for my future self and my future family. Hard. I had finally gotten to a place where I could climb the ladder I'd been waiting for my entire life, but when I looked up it, I didn't want to be where my coworkers were in 10 years. Nothing had advanced but the silver on their heads and the wrinkles on the faces of these amazing people. So here I was, dream job, dream location, dream family, and it all felt so wrong. I had to unpack this and make sure that I wasn't just conditioned to feeling bad, to the struggle. Was I just used to survival mode? Did I subconsciously crave it? I found through my practices that the answer sometimes was yes, but when it came to my large lifestyle decisions, the answer was definitely no. I've always held faith and optimism that life is about more and shouldn't have to be a struggle to count as a success. So, I quit my dream job, moved back to the small Midwestern town that I had waved goodbye to a decade ago, and left my perfect boyfriend on the West Coast. And it felt good. It felt right. And it's been 8 months since I made the decision, and I haven't regretted it a day since. I get to focus on my family, my true friends, and let my daughter be a kid for the first time ever. I get to take the stress out of her life and only take on what allows me to leave her life as normal as possible. And these are the years that I'll never get back. And I get to share my stories with you, which is something that I would have never had time for at any other point in my life. I cannot accept that when this life is over and our spirit energy moves on to the next task, that we will be questioned whether or not we took traditional paths laid out in textbooks. I do believe that we will be questioned on how much compassion, love, and joy we gave and embodied. And I cannot see a justification for delaying these qualities in life. So, the realization, if you don't feel as though you are the embodiment of unconditional love 24/7, you have room to improve on your soul's experience on this planet. It's never too late. You can start to at any moment you choose to by feeding the conversations within yourself, feeding the conversations with other individuals who are also on journeys that, although they're painful and sometimes frustrating, are ultimately rewarding. Rewarding to your physical and emotional health, rewarding to your immediate friends and family, rewarding to the people you pass in the grocery store who just feel the light of your unconditional love radiating off of you. As a single mom in her 20s that's worked since the age of 13 to be able to afford a standard living as well as chasing her dreams, I'm living proof. You can choose to be the best version of yourself in every moment also. As with any new routines, new workout schedules, faith practices, healthy eating regimens, etc., having accountability partners help us stick to our commitments. So make a pact with me today to always ask why until you have no clue. And then ask again. Make a pact with me to choose your best self in every moment. Not every day, but every moment. There's a lot more of those than there are days. Thank you for listening, and if you have anything positive to say, please leave a comment below. If you need help, I'm here, baby. Much love. I can't believe I just publicly unpacked myself, and there's a raw natural Kaylee. Don't Google that. You may find something else. Just kidding.